So welcome back to our stream. It's another wonderful day, and we're going to continue with our app that we've been working on. It's an app that allows users to be able to store their items effectively well and be able to retrieve the locations of where they store their items effectively well whenever they need to do that. So we're going to continue. For the people who are not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe to the stream and support us. It is one of the freest things that you can be able to do for us and support us effectively. So please, if you've not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you and to fully support us by subscribing and be able to follow along with our subsequent streams. So our quest is currently to hit $500,000, mostly from vibe coded products that we're going to do here. So if you want to follow along, get to acquainted with what you're doing, I'm going to call upon you to please support us effectively. So let's continue. So currently we had worked on most of the screens which were onboarding screens. So when you go to our onboarding screens, you're going to view various screens that we've worked on, which are quite looking good in terms of how they have been laid out. But today we wanted to work on something different. Remember, we have two parts of our application. We have the onboarding screens, but also we have the post onboarding screens. And what do I mean by the post onboarding screens? These are screens that we get to view after the onboarding process has been completed. Actually, the screens that are fully bring out the functionality of our app. So you wanted to work on the front end of that particularly. So that is what we are going to work on. So before we continue, we need to look at where our screens are referenced. Let's go to this document. First of all, I want to look at it. So that means this is one of the documents that you're going to reference. So let's go here and look at this. So the reason why we are going through this is that I wanted to view most of the post onboarding screens and how they are set up. That is very, very important, because when we have that, then it becomes a very good thing where we can start from these very screens. What I'm going to do, I'm going to reference these first two documents. Let me put in a request. What we want to create our post onboarding screens. Now that we have our onboarding screens, we want to first of all create the post onboarding screens, and then from there we are going to go through a few things when it comes to the onboarding to refine the remaining screens. But before we refine them, I want us to create a post onboarding screens. So what we are going to reference, it is these documents, because they are very important. When I'm creating an app, I always have reference documents that show the flow of the app effectively well. Given that sometimes you want to create functionality and relate to how you brainstormed this app, I use a Microsoft Copilot for brainstorming, but I've figured that given that now cloud has been advanced with different kinds of capabilities, cloud is much more better when it comes to brainstorming. So let's go to, first of all, look at these. Also want to look at this. I'm also going to reference it. So this is the folder that has our screenshots. I'm also going to reference it. I reference it because it's good that we had earlier created our screenshots from Stitch, which is quite good. So what we are going to reference, we're going to reference this folder, Stitch, directories. So what I want it is a directory, which is a Stitch. Call it Stitch. Welcome to Kept. So let's put in our request. Now, what you're going to do when it comes to the setup of our post onboarding screens, these are the screens that appear after someone has completed the onboarding process successfully. So I want you to look at the folder, the directory folder that I've referenced, which is Stitch Welcome to Kept. You're going to look at that folder. It has samples of these screenshots in terms of the UI screen, but also in a sample of HTML code. And from that very HTML code, I want you to ensure that you create all the onboarding screens and link them very well in terms of navigation and where they are supposed to link to another
to the ghosts in the cellar every nightmare. Bought a new acre of land, iron in the blood but platinum on the neck. Heavyweight. A general of a ghost battalion in suits. The interior is red like the battlefield. 12-cylinder engine screaming louder than the voices. I trade my peace for a higher profit margin. Heavy head resting on a silk pillowcase. War scars looking like expensive designer labels. Still winning. Managing the chaos like a corporate board meeting. The trauma is just a tax on the crown. Victory tastes like cold iron and vintage wine. The cost of the throne. Rembrandt in the panic into a global empire. Stitch the open wounds with pure gold thread. Medals on the chest of a haunted man. Salute the survivor. The war is quiet, but the rent is high. Built a fortress out of broken glass. No surrender in the middle of the luxury.
And it was still bad.
I own the demons that used to own me. Now they work the door at the party. The war never ends. Waiting this up, energy high. All the levels don't change. No be beans, we they fly. We only look at the sky. Burn like fire, no be beans. Everything sets, we they win. Lift your hands, touch the top. Feel the heat, never stop. Chop life, giant, we don't arrive. Lock drum, make we come alive. Lock drum, jump, make we come alive. Alive, make we come alive. Money talk, we know they cap. Shake way for heart, we the top. Best say we move fast. Make this feeling always last. Always last. Always last. Burn like fire, no be beans. Everything sets, we they win. Lift your hands, touch the top. Feel the heat, never stop. Chop life, giant, we don't arrive. Lock drum, make we come alive. Lock drum, jump, make we come alive. Alive, make we come alive. No be play, we be stone. King of the street on the throne. We body, higher we go. Chop life, giant, we don't arrive. Lock drum, make we come alive. Lock drum, jump, make we come alive. Alive, make we come alive. Chop life, we don't arrive. planet firm where the pavement meets the spirit.
Continue.
Ancestral rhythm is the only way I hear
Stream.
it. Posture is a geometry of ancient cedar. Internal climate shifting like a heavy-handed leader. The rain is just a lecture for the thirsty.
So we're still giving instructions on how we are going to create post onboarding screens.
Keeping the vision focused in the path narrow.
So we need to create those.
The trend or the gale. My skin is like a scale or a suit of mail. The mathematics of the sap rising in the trunk. Drowning out the junk in the rhythmic funk.
Now when it comes to this specific instruction, I want you to create an implementation plan that is going to showcase this specific instruction in a detailed way based on what we have in the master prompt document that I've referenced.
Every branch is a prayer for the height. Steady now. Weather in the season till the fruit is right. Manifest the essence.
Prompt structure.
The calendar is just a circle of survival. Each
So we are also going to continue and reference these documents. They are very important. So what we've done, we've refined these skills from cloud, and we've refined them to suit the needs of our project, and we are also referencing them. So when you're creating this implementation plan, you need to ensure that it adheres to the rules that are in the skills documents that I've shared above. Provide the implementation plan. I'm going to look into it, and then we shall proceed to make these changes and be able to create all the post onboarding screens effectively well. What we're trying to do here, we are trying to, we want our agent to analyze the stitch directory where we created our sample screens from, because this directory contains screens, all the screens that we are supposed to have in our app. So you can look at it, we have up to 40 screens, but we've already created the 24 screens. So what we are creating are the rest of the screens. And we are looking at mostly the full layout of all these screens. And I believe we already have we already have the implementation plan. Let's go through this and look at it. So in terms of the tasks, it's going to build 13 post onboarding screens. It has already counted them. That means it has understood the context of what we have. And the constraints of the reference, it is going to follow the documents that we've referenced, which is the skills document, the skills of front-end design, the themes. So it has laid out the screens that it is going to create. It is quite good. So let's proceed with the creation of these screens. Let's proceed with the creation of these screens. creating mostly the post onboarding screens. We've already created the onboarding ones, so that means we are already there halfway. So you're going to create the post onboarding ones. Then from there, we shall make the final refinements that we need to make on the onboarding screens. And after the final refinements, we shall set up the back end for the back-end logic for the post onboarding screens. And after that, we shall deal with the payments, finalize, and be able to submit this app to the store. For the people who have not yet subscribed to the stream, I'm going to appeal to you, please subscribe to this channel. That is one of the ways how you can be able to support us. And when you subscribe, we keep on growing as a team, and you're going to keep on keeping me accountable on this journey where I'm gearing up to hit $500,000 from vibe coded apps. So if you want to keep me accountable in that way, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe. So it's making some installations. Sometimes when you're dealing with a logic where you're building up different kinds of screens, because right now what we're working on it is the functionality of creating 13 screens. Sometimes it's going to take some time, but definitely it's going to build it up because these agents are very strong. Actually, when it comes to the work itself and how the agents work, I believe that one of the best tools that we can work with is mostly if you're working with tools that have access to cloud code. Cloud code is very good when it comes to its large context window of building out tools. Yes, we are using multi-gravity, but I believe cloud code is good for the people who really need to build out large tasks. I would prefer to use cloud because cloud is good at that task. But also when it comes to the latest version of Gemini, it is also good when you have laid out the instructions very well. So that means we are working on this functionality. We've already built the onboarding screens. They are built. We are just going to tweak a little bit of them. But remember for the post onboarding screens, we didn't have anything. So what I gave in terms of the prompt, I gave our agent instructions to build 13 post onboarding screens that make up our app. And I also gave it a reference because we already had set up our app references, because the agents are going to fully understand what you want in terms of the functionality and how you want it. Given that Google Stitch is going to give you the UI screens and it's also going to give you HTML code, it becomes quite easy for you to map out each and everything, and you can be able to build out whatever you want. So that is what we are working on to ensure that these screens are set up. We are setting up the home screen, we are setting up the create account screen, the account dashboard screen, the new item screen, the save item location screen, the item details screen, the lock item screen, the share location card, the printable card preview. We're also setting up the search and filter screen, the movement record screen, settings screen, and the help and tips screen. So we are setting up the full package of the post onboarding screens. We are going to go because it's still working. We need to wait for it to finish up. After it finishes up, we're going to go and look at these screens, how they have been set up, and from there we shall come back. Remember, on our onboarding we had set out some screens and some of them we had refined them, but some we are on the initial set out that we worked with using Cloud Opus. So what we are going to do, we need to set these ones very well so that by the time we get to those screens, we can be able to look at how they are set up, and then from there we shall be looking at the back end functionalities, those particular screens. What we wanted to give the agent full authority to work on these screens, given that we already had references that we got from Google Stitch, and these are the folders for our references. So you see, even our screens are quite numbered from the first screen to the 40th, which is quite good. So let's wait for it to finish up, and then we are going to review. For the people who have not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe. When you subscribe, you keep me accountable. You keep me accountable on this very journey that I'm on. I'm on the journey to hit $500,000 from vibe-coded products. And these are going to be mobile apps like this one that we are working on, the ones that we are going to launch on the store and be able to reach out to users who need it and earn funds from it. We are also working on various web apps, and these web apps are mostly from other clients where we automate services for them and we are charging them funds. And together we are going to ensure that we keep on creating these live streams are going to keep on coming until when we hit the tune of $500,000. So if you want to see this journey unfold, because I'm very sure we are going to hit that figure, if you want to see the journey unfold, just follow me, because it is quite reassuring for people to really keep me accountable. People who follow the journey along, they keep me accountable, and I'm also assuring you that I'm going to be able to make it much more better, that you enjoy the process, but also most importantly, you get to learn throughout the process. So for each screen and each functionality, we are going to just build it here. We're going to vibe code it actually. So I'm just using these tools to show the power that they have in terms of building products, and how we can even build premium products using these very tools. I want to showcase that because I believe when I showcase my journey, one or two people are going to learn throughout the process and they are going to benefit, which is quite good. And so do subscribe and follow along. That is something that is really going to keep me focused and very much charged up to fully deliver to the expectation of using the vibe coded apps that we are coding out here to hit $500,000. I'm still waiting for our agent to finish. It is still creating the screens. Remember, it's working on 13 screens, so the build out has taken out some time, but I think finally it has is completing because it has already produced the walkthrough. I'm just going to wait for it to finish up, then we are going to review that. So we already have the screens that we needed. The screens have been created. So we are going to continue. Let's continue and look at go through this onboarding so that we can log in and analyze our post onboarding screens. Let's go. Some of these screens we've not yet refined them in terms of designs. We shall refine them. We based on the original designs that we had, but we are definitely going to make some refinements when it comes to them. That one we are going to do very well. But first of all, let's look at all the screens that we wanted to create and we verify them. Let's go and verify them. The screens that we have. They've been generated. Very well, but I think when it comes to let's make some further refinements here. Home screen. Let's first of all go to the home screen. Look at this screen. This is the screen that we have. Home dashboard. Let's go here and add on this. Let's go to Stitch. I want to view the screens very well. I think we need to fix something when it comes to the tabs. When it comes to the tabs, we need to fix something. Let's go here. I want to look at our home screen. Let's okay, what I'm looking for is to ensure that we fix the tabs first of all. Let's put it here. So now when it comes to our tabs, I want us to use 4 tabs, and I want you to identify the most important screens when it comes to our functionalities that we have in our app, and please suggest the screens that I should have on the tabs, because currently I'm seeing 3 home tabs on the tabs, which is not quite good. We need to have screens on that tab that are very relevant to what this app does. So please, according to our logic, before you do anything, I want you to suggest various screens that we can put and use on the tab. So let's look at that. But what I'm seeing when it comes to Google Stitch here, it was quite different. Have home. I think I'm going to have home accounts. Then search and profile. Let's see. It has suggested so. what I'm suggesting is that we have the home screen, which is like the welcome screens, and then the next tab should be the accounts screen, and that is going to hold the screen that holds all the accounts, various accounts that have been created. And then the other screen that we are going to have onto there, it is the search screen where they can be able to search various items from. Then the other screen that we are going to have is the profile screen. I think you've created a very nice layout when it comes to the screens that you're going to put on the tab. Can you include those screens in the tab currently? I want you to rewrite an implementation plan that includes all the screens that you suggested and how you're going to lay them out. I want you to look at those documents, the 3 documents that I've referenced, and when it comes to how you are setting up these particular tabs on our tabs navigator, ensure that you follow the rules. Look at all the rules that are there and ensure that in terms of what is required, this functionality, the implementation plan should include the rules that are align with what is set up in those documents in as far as the functionality we're working on is concerned. So let's work on that. The other thing that we're going to refine, I think it is what we're going to refine it is the fonts. So we're going to use the very same fonts that we used in our onboarding screens, but I'm going to refine that after we have worked on changing these elements, because currently it's let's proceed. And that
abajo todo es solo un rastro blanco, dueños del techo, dueños de la noche. Te ves tan bien bajo la luz plateada. Todo va rápido, pero lo hacemos bien. Olvida el resto, miran desde afuera, sigue la corriente, disfruta el viaje. Mi piel es alto, aliento en mi cuello, dándote más de lo que esperaba. Más alto que la luna, girando en el lugar. No me sueltes más. Aquí somos libres, tan libres. No me sueltes. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado. Fluyendo suave, subiendo el calor. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. El pulso urbano late en nuestros pies. Fluyendo suave, subiendo el calor. Asimismo, bajo el cielo, sigue moviendo tan suave la corriente.
Wait for this to pan out. I think these screens have been set up, but this last one we are going to move it. I'm looking at the tabs that you've set up, and when it comes to the last tab, which is it has a home icon, the last one on the extreme right. I think we should remove it because it's linking to the help and tips screen. So what you're going to do, you're going to include the help and tips screen on the settings screen, and also you need to ensure that when it comes to the settings screens, earlier we had settings that included switching the language, changing the language from English to other languages. Our original settings screen also included changing from light to dark mode. It also included a logout button. All those need to be there. Remember that we were using we had the old framework of tabs that we had. So our task was to for screens that are already so for a screen like settings, where we are having most of the elements for settings, we are just going to get those settings and get the old ones that we had and include them on one screen, which is quite important. And also when it comes to the font, I want you to look at the font that we used for our onboarding screens. So that is the very font that we are going to use here. So you need to refine that to ensure that we are using that very font that we used in the onboarding process, and so that we have uniformity. set it up very well.
Check the frequency. One, two. Gray slabs, trap the heat. Boots crunch on broken glass bits. Keep the mind sharp, cold blade style.
Because currently when I analyzed we are using a new font which was not a part of the instructions that we gave.
I maintain a stance, feet planted deep. Brick walls talk, but I don't listen. Mathematics of the gutter calculate the risk. Sharp focus in a blurry zone. Hold the vision tight, don't let it slip. Timberland prints in a slushy suit. Mental fortress, doors bolted shut. Watching the hawks from the fire escape. Watching the hawks from the fire escape. Every breath is a heavy weight. Stay awake, no rest for the woke soul. Translate the pain into a higher code. The mind's the weapon. Pay thicket, stay alert. Gray slabs, mental work. Keep the focus, never deviate. Still will watch the heavens rotate. Hardcore rhythms for the enlightened few. Reject the fake, the shiny, the new. Analyze the pattern of the street fight. Analyze the pattern of the street fight. Black ink bleeding on the page tonight. No soft edges, only jagged lines. Building a temple in the ruins of time. They sell out for $1 in a name. I remain solid, immune to the game. Crushing the weak flows with a heavy palm. Eye of the storm, I remain a calm. Esoteric thoughts in a crude space. Look at the grit on the city's face.
Look at fonts so that we can be able to
This is the life that the warriors like. The mind's the weapon. Pay thicket, stay alert. Gray slabs, mental work. Keep the focus, never
fix that, because most of these screens fonts are not set out very well. If you have subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to click subscribe and join this quest where we are developing these various apps. And today the app that we are working on is an app that enables people to store various items. The agent has finished. Currently for the dark mode, let's work on the dark mode. Now for the dark mode, we are going to make some changes. I want you to look at what we have in the light mode, and when it comes to elements like the texts, they're all supposed to be in white color, and also for the background, we are supposed to use a dark color for the dark mode. And when it comes to various cards that we have on several screens in our app, in the dark mode, we are supposed to use white when it comes to the border radius color. So please look at all these screens and be able to transform the color for all our post onboarding screens when it comes to dark mode. As you're making this refinement, I want you to look at the documents that I've referenced, most of which have specifications for have rules of the constants that we are supposed to follow when you're making refinements. Please look at them and be able to follow them as you're creating an implementation plan for this very functionality. I will look into it and then we shall make the refinements. I want to change this dark mode because it's not looking very good. So these are our screens that we have. It's quite these screens. Need to refine it also when it comes to the language. When you tap on English, you cannot be able to view other languages. We need to fix that. I think it's still loading. Let's wait for it to finish up. Let's wait for it to finish setting up this very well. After the setup, I'm going to view what is not working. The agent is still processing, so after the completion, I'm going to review what it has done, and then from there, I'm going to look at all the 13 screens that it was able to create, because I need to Look at them. I think it has finished. So what I'm going to look at currently, I want to look at all these screens and how they were flowing. But before we do that, let's first of all fix all these problems. As they are being fixed, let's go to screens and first of all make them look at them. Let's look at most of these screens and track. If a screen was created, then it's going to be very easy for us to understand. Let's first go back in light mode. Those are these post onboarding screens. They were 13. One of the screens is this the kept home hub. This is the kept home hub. This one was created. Then this one for the accounts is also created. Before we go there, let's go back here and look at the creator account. This is the creator account which was generated. So what I'm not able to do is the save item location. And I'm not also able to view the item details. Item security, then shareable. So what we need to do, let's go back here. So given that we've sorted this, let's go back here for the creator account. Call it add a new item. Let's now when it comes to this screen of adding a new item, I want you to add logic. Currently, I cannot proceed to the next element because I cannot select a photo. So add logic here to select a photo. Add a logic to be so that I can be able to select a photo from my phone, add it there so that I can be able to go to the next screens and track what was done on the other screens. let's add that package, which is the Expo image picker, the one that is going to allow us to pick an image. To proceed very well, let's add that. Because currently, for me to review other screens that I've added, I'm only going to be able to do that if I can select an image and then add other details, try and get to other screens and view them very well. Let's add that. I think the package has been uploaded, so deployment is going to be made. I just want to test out these screens because this is how they are supposed to look. But I need to ensure that everything is set out very well. We still have an error here. Need to sort it out. I think it wasn't able to install the dependency very well. Let's reattempt that. After the perfect install, we're going to test it out and see how it works out. Let's wait for it to work on that effectively well. What we are doing, we have been setting up the post onboarding screens. Earlier we set up the onboarding. We have overall we have 40 screens. We have 24 onboarding screens and we have 13 post onboarding screens. So we've been setting them up, and the initial setup is done. So now what we are trying to do is to add be able to add some functionalities here and there and be able to use them, because what I want to do, all the screens were created, but I want to get assurance that they were all created. So that's why I'm adding this image picker to be able to pick images effectively well. Alternatively, I think it was installed. I was going to do it manually, but I think the agent has figured it out. So then we're going to check it out. Let's
calculate the risk. Sharp focus in a blurry zone.
So let's reload this.
Don't let it slip. Timberland prints in the slushy
And then we can test out the image pick perfectly.
shut. Watching the hawks from the fire escape. Watching the hawks from the fire escape. Every breath is a heavy weight. Stay awake, no rest for the woke soul. Translate the pain into a higher code. The mind's the weapon. Pay thicket, stay alert. Gray slabs, mental work. Keep the focus, never deviate. Still will watch the heavens rotate. Hardcore rhythms for the enlightened few. Reject the fake, the shiny, the new. Analyze the pattern of the street fight. Analyze the pattern
Go and
of the
reload
street
this.
fight. Black ink bleeding on the page tonight. No soft edges, only jagged lines. Building a temple in the ruins of time. They sell out for $1 in a name. I remain solid, immune to the game. Crushing the weak flows with a heavy palm. Eye of the storm, I remain a calm. Esoteric thoughts in a crude space. Look at the grit on the city's face. Ancestors watching through the grime. I manifest as watching through grime. I manifest the truth one bar at a time. Dismantle the lies with a surgical strike. This is the life that the warriors like. The mind's the weapon. Pay thicket, stay alert. Gray slabs, mental work. Keep the focus, never deviate. Still will watch the heavens rotate. The heavens rotate. Warriors. Stay focused. Maintain the science.
This. So that we test out what we built. Let's go to this screen. This is a screen where we are supposed to add images from. Just want to choose something simple. So it's able to add it, but I think the add logic find it. Let's go here. I'm going to call this item modem. I'm going to categorize into an electronics. I'm going to save the location. Okay, I wanted to view this screen where we save the items from. Go. To view the print screen. So this is the printable card. Printable card looks awesome. I think in terms of the refinements, we shall refine it to even look much more better. Okay, let's go back and view the log screen. So most of these screens that I've been trying to identify, they are here because we have this screen. Even this one, we have it for the account, the one for adding the new item and the one for saving the item. This item detail, I've also seen it, and locking the item and then printing. And then this is how the share screen looks like. You can be able to share various which is quite amazing. Okay, the start screen, I've also seen it. I wanted to see it.
Entra con un ritmo de Latin House clásico y un cencerro energético. Sí, mantén esa energía justo ahí. La cima nos espera. ¡Vamos!
So let's go back here. This is the share card. I wanted to view these two items because we have the share card and then we have the printable card.
El camino fue duro, pero aquí estamos. Visión clara, lo que tanto buscamos. Me gusta cómo vibra esta realidad. Mirando al frente con seguridad. No hace falta duda que el ritmo nos guíe. Buscando la gloria, que el mundo envidie. Mis pasos firmes, toco la grandeza. Esta es la meta que tengo en la cabeza. Lo logré, sí lo logré ya. Sí lo logré ya. Siente el impulso de llegar al final. Bajo las nubes, el éxito es real. El fuego interno arde en nuestro ser. Subiendo fuerte, nada que temer. Siente el impulso de llegar.
Let's go and add some logic here for navigation.
El éxito es real. El fuego interno arde en nuestro ser.
So
Subiendo fuerte, nada que temer.
from the navigation,
Todo es solo un punto pequeño.
from the last screen,
Triunfo, dueños del empeño. Se ve tan claro.
let me reference it here.
Azul, todo es victoria, con fuerza aron atrás. Sigue subiendo, no mires jamás. Mi fe es roca, mi aliento es victoria. Dando el máximo, entrando en la historia. La historia, nuestra historia. El bajo
Let me go here. I think I would see it in
y voces, pero potentes, más alto,
our screens.
más alto que el sol. No me detendré. Aquí somos libres. Tan libres. No me detengas. El ritmo baja, los sintetizadores se desvanecen. Asimismo, sigue subiendo fuerte, tan fuerte.
think it's called a movement recall. It's called the movement recall screen. From this screen, supposed to access there. Item, let me reference it. Item .39 screen, .39 item navigation screen. Check out a perfect item navigation screen from this. I think it is screen 40. This one is a repeat of what we already have. Let's call it screen 40. Now, when we click on the navigate via AR button, that means we need to be able to view this screen, which is the item navigation guide screen that is guiding us towards the location of that particular item. We need to add that. We need to add that to our app. Also, when it comes to the settings screen, I want you currently they appear in terms of the appearance, the light and dark mode. It's set up. We are going to ensure that the screen for language options opens up very well, so that when we click on that option where we have English, we are able to see a bottom sheet for other options of other languages where we can select from. Also, on the settings screen, we are supposed to be able to set up. We are also going to be able to view a bottom sheet screen where we are able to set up the pin from. Currently, when it comes to help and tips, these have been laid out on the very settings screen. The right logic could be that we also have a card for them, so that when we click, a bottom sheet screen opens up and we are able to view these help and tips. I want you to refer to our help and tips screen.
managing the chaos like a corporate board meeting. The trauma is just a tax.
When you are setting up the bottom sheet for the help and tips screen, that screen was already there, so you're just going to create it. So I want you to also refer to the settings screen that we have in our reference screens and ensure that if there are other items that we've left out, they are included. You're going to include them, and the ones that you have like settings for appearance, privacy and security, leave them there. For the help and tips, you're just going to organize that. So work on those two items. You're going to rewrite all the specifications and instructions for this particular refinement using the structure, the prompt structure that we have in our master prompts file that I've referenced.
Check the frequency. Not too long. 1, 2, 1, 2. Planet firm where the pavement meets the spirit. Ancestral rhythm is the only way I hear it. My posture is a geometry of ancient cedar. Internal climate shifting like a heavy-handed leader.
Now, when it comes to these particular documents, when you're creating the implementation plan and are making refinements and creating the new screens that you're supposed to create, you need to ensure that you adhere to the rules that have been set up in these documents to ensure that all the required elements that we are supposed to have on our screens and the constants are followed effectively. So you need also to include that in our comprehensive implementation plan, provide it to us, and then we shall review it, review what you are going to make changes to, and then I will approve and you make those changes. So let's work on those few elements that I've identified. So I need to be able to view this screen because currently when I click on that button, I'm not able to view items.
It's just a circle of survival. Each fallen leaf marks a brand new arrival. I shed the ego like the bark on the birch. Finding the truth without a steeple or a church. The wind is a critic, but the roots are a fact. Keeping my integrity and my soul intact. My canopy is wide, catching every vibration. A natural liberation for a tired nation. I calculate the patience in the rings of the wood. Doing what I should, exactly where I stood. Doing what I should, exactly where I stood. No shortcuts to the summit of the canopy. The sky is the only thing that can handle me. Reaching out, ascending past the logic of the common ground. Silent as a seed, making a holy sound. Rise up. It's the climb through the grime to the light. Keep reaching. Every branch is a prayer for the height. Steady now. Weather in the season till the fruit is ripe. Manifest the essence in the middle of the fight. Just keep growing. Don't mind the storm. It's just wind.
This is what we have in terms of the implementation plan.
Eternal. Peace manifest. One.
Let's work on that.
Yeah. Check the frequency. 1, 2, 1, 2. Gray slabs trap the heat. Boots crunch on broken glass bits. Keep the mind sharp, cold blade style. Scavengers hunt where the metal pipes rouse. Industry vultures.
Setting up a bottom sheet mostly for the settings screens. That screens that pop up to ensure that they have a uniformity.
Mathematics of the gutter. Calculate the risk. Sharp focus.
And also, I'm setting up the new navigation screen.
Let it slip. Timberland prints in the slushy soup.
Let's wait for its settings to be set up, and we're going to review that. For you who have not yet subscribed, please support this very course by subscribing to our channel so that you can be able to follow along on what we do. We are creating various products But most of the products that we are creating, we are showcasing the process because we are vibe coding these products. I'm showcasing the process because I believe it's important for other people to understand that they can leverage the power of the available coding tools to be able to build out whatever they want if they really wish to do that. So I'm showcasing the process. So if you want to be a part of the process and get to see it as it unfolds, please subscribe.
Watching through the grind, ancestors watching through grime. I manifest the truth one bar at a time. Dismantle the lies with a surgical strike. This is the life that the warriors like. Warriors. Stay focused. Yeah. Maintain the science.
Let's reload this. And after we're going to look at the changes that we've made. I think the bottom sheet is not showing very well. It's leaving some space below. So we need to fix that little bit of the bottom sheet. Let's finish this. Let's put in another request. Now we are going to refine logic for the bottom sheet. Currently, the bottom screens show very well, but when they pop out, they leave space below in the lower part of the screen, which is not supposed to be the functionality. They are supposed to pop up, but they are not supposed to leave out space below when they are popping out. So we need to fix that little bit of the bottom sheet logic without distorting the whole setup of functionalities that we have in our app. Can we fix that?
Un bajo profundo y palpitante. Entra con un ritmo de Latin House clásico y un cencerro energético. Sí, mantén esa energía justo ahí. Solo tú y el cielo. Vamos. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado. El pulso urbano late en nuestros pies. Fluyendo suave
Let's log in and
Pero quemamos por dentro, seda fina bebiendo de tu copa. Me gusta cómo me miras al bailar. No hace falta hablar, que el bajo se exprese, buscando la vibra que el mundo desea. Tus manos bajan, me acerco a tu piel. Esta es la parte que más me gusta. Lo que más, sí, me gusta más. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado. El pulso urbano late en nuestros pies, fluyendo suave, subiendo el calor. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado. El pulso urbano
the other element that we wanted to look at, it was this screen.
suave, subiendo el calor. Abajo todo es solo un rastro blanco, dueños del techo, dueños de la noche. Te ves tan bien bajo la luz plateada.
Which is the movement call. So let's go here.
Bien, olvida el resto, miran desde afuera, sigue la corriente, disfruta el viaje.
In the movement call, when I click, currently when I click on the navigate via AR button, it's not navigating me to the item navigation guidance screen.
Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo la
So let's fix this so that this button navigates me to that particular screen, given that you've already created it.
siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. El pulso urbano late en nuestros pies, fluyendo suave, subiendo el calor. Asimismo, bajo el cielo sigue moviendo tan suave la corriente.
Sonido de estática de vinilo y un bombo pesado. Sí, es el momento. Yeah. Desde el asfalto hasta la cima. Nací entre bloques de cemento gris. Masticando el polvo de la derrota cotidiana. Masticando el polvo de la derrota cotidiana. No pedí permiso para entrar al juego. Cada tropiezo fue una lección de fuego. Cada tropiezo fue una lección de fuerza. Caminando sobre el vidrio roto del barrio, sin monedas pero con el hambre intacta. Miraba hacia arriba buscando el sol, mientras mis botas se hundían en barro. La piedra lanzada como cimiento, construyendo mi imperio sobre suelo inestable. La calle no perdona al que duda. Aquí la habilidad se paga con silencio.
Wait for it to.
Recelo con encia o feo. Aquí la habilidad se paga con silencio. Subiendo la escalera hecha de cicatrices, del suelo al cielo sin mirar atrás, haciendo que el dolor trabaje para mí. Hoy domino lo que ayer me golpeaba. Mi disciplina es un arma cargada, entrenando el que no llega armada.
Run this.
No dependo de la suerte ni el azar. Esto es matemática pura y sudor frío. Hoy domino lo que ayer me podolpeaba. Motor rugiendo en mi pecho vacío. Me dijeron que no llegaría lejos. Ahora ven mi sombra cubriendo su bloque. Ahora ven mi sombra cubriendo su bloque. No uso joyas para brillar en la sombra. Mi aire es fino pero respiro victoria. No olvide el sabor de la escasez. Eso es lo que mantiene mi fuego vivo. Respeto ganado con sangre y rimas. Sin vender el alma al mejor postor. Soy el ejemplo de la voluntad inmensa. El que convierte sobre el muro en puente. Pisando fuerte sobre la envidia ajena. Mi nombre retumba en los callejones viejos. Hice de la caída un salto eterno. Y del fracaso mi mayor trofeo. Resiliencia profeo. Recelo con encia o feo. Esencia pura, desde el barro hasta el trono, nunca paramos.
Sí, mantén esa energía justo ahí. La cima no
Now, you set up the screen very well.
vamos. Siente el impulso de llegar al final. Bajo las nubes, el éxito es real. El fuego interno arde en nuestro ser.
You set up this screen very well, but remember that when it comes to the tabs,
Bajo las nubes, el éxito es real. El fuego interno arde en nuestro ser.
when it comes to tabs, first of all, we had to have the movement recall map screen. So that movement map recall screen, on it, it is where we were supposed to, because the logic has to work like this. You select the particular item that you want to track, for which the item for which it you want to track in terms of where you were last seen when you are holding this particular item. And then when you select that, that is when you are taken to the recall screen where the exact tracking happens, and it is shown in that tracking card. So that is how the logic is supposed to be set up. So that means we need to for the tab, we need to revert it to the original movement recall screen where we had, but we just have on that particular screen, we just have to add logic to select tracking for a particular item. And then after the selection is done, then we click navigate, we click on the navigate via AR button, and then we are taken to the recall screen, which is coming from the item navigation setup. You've already set up the screen, but I think for the navigation, you're going to take it back, first of all, to the movement screen, which had the last seen card. And then on there, you're going to add logic where we can select some of the items and pick out a particular item that we want to track, and then be able to track it with movements. So that is the logic that you're going to work on.
Subiendo fuerte, nada que temer. Siente el impulso de llegar al final. Bajo las nubes, el éxito es real. El fuego interno arde en nuestro ser. Subiendo fuerte, nada que temer. Así mismo, sí. Mantén esa energía justo ahí. Solo tú y el cielo. Vamos. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado en nuestros
Wait for it to
suave, subiendo el calor.
set it out, and then we're going to review each and every.
Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado. El pulso urbano yendo suave, suave, subiendo el calor. El aire está frío, pero quemamos por dentro. Seda fina bebiendo de tu copa. Me gusta cómo me miras al bailar, fijando tu vista, entrando en el ritmo. No hace falta hablar, que el bajo se exprese, buscando la vibra que el mundo desea. Tus manos
I think it has finished, so let's relog in and
esta es la parte
be able to review.
me gusta. Lo que más, sí, me gusta más. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado en nuestros pies, fluyendo suave, subiendo el calor. Siente la
I'll
corriente
review this.
tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado. El pulso urbano yendo suave, suave, subiendo el calor. Abajo todo es solo un rastro blanco. Dueños del techo, dueños de la noche. Te ves también bajo la luz plateada. Todo va rápido, pero lo hacemos bien. Olvida el resto, miran desde afuera. Mi piel es sal, Más alto que la luna, girando en el lugar. No me sueltes más, aquí somos libres, tan libres, tan libres. No me sueltes, no me cedes. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo, bajo las estrellas, nunca es demasiado en nuestros pies.
Find this.
Subiendo el calor, siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo, bajo las estrellas, nunca es demasiado. El
When it comes to the AR guidance screen,
bajo el cielo suave, sí, la corriente.
so when we click on the navigate, so when we click on the navigator button on the movement call, then we are supposed to, first of all, in terms of the card which shows the movement, we are supposed to view the movement recall screen that shows where we can be, the path, exact path that we can take to be able to access that particular item. And in the process of moving, as we are moving, when we start the movement, we click on start movement and we start the movement, then that is when the AR guidance screen is shown. So can we set out the logic like that? Let's set it out without distorting what we already have in the app. So let's make those few refinements. So currently our logic is going to be able to find various items by recalling the location where they were set up. So if the location is saved, then someone can be able to recall that effectively. Well, but we are setting I'm just setting up the navigation and how everything is going to look. That's what I'm setting out. For the people who have not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe and support this journey of our vibe coding apps until when we hit $500,000.
Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo, bajo las estrellas, nunca es demasiado urbano en nuestros pies, fluyendo suave, subiendo el calor. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo.
So let's relog in.
Deseado el pulso urbano en nuestros pies, fluyendo suave, subiendo el calor. El aire está frío, pero quemamos por dentro. Seda fina, bebiendo de tu copa. Me gusta cómo me miras al bailar, fijando tu vista, entrando en el ritmo. No hace falta hablar, que el bajo se exprese, buscando la vibra que el mundo desea. Esta es la parte, me acerco a me gusta. Lo que más, sí, me gusta más. Siente la corriente al tocarnos.
That's good. Before we continue, I think we missed out on one screen. So we can go here and create it. Now, when it comes to item navigation, I want us to map out another screen, which is like actually there are going to be two screens. It's going to be like a screen that stores that shows a report of the previous tracked screens by using the item navigation tool. So the first one is just going to show a list of various items that have been tracked, and when we click on each of those items, it should be able to show us analytics of the distance in between where the user started from when they were tracking that particular item to where they are, and the details of that particular item. So we should be able to have that information stored after the tracking is done. So can you create these two screens? They are samples, and I will look at them. So let me wait for those screens to be generated. I'll review them.
Is a weapon, so I sharpened the blade and waited. Seen him fold under the pressure of the block. I just fixed the chrome and stayed on track. Red rags and blue flags in the rear view, but I'm colorblind to the hate they spew. Just another day in the land of the heat.
Now this is I think the preliminary setup of our screens. We've checked most of them that we've set up now. What we will be doing next, it is mostly refining the look of these screens.
Seen the homies turn to ghosts on the asphalt, pouring out a little liquor for the lost ones. They wanted it fast, I wanted it forever. That's the difference between a sprint and a marathon. Stopped at the store for a cold drink. OG nodding his head from the plastic crate. He seen it all, from the riots to the riches. Told me, keep your head down, eyes on the prize. My presence alone got the weight of the coast. No more jumping fences when the lights flash. Just a slow creep through the neighborhood I built. Keeping it 100 to the tank hits zero. We just riding.
These screens are already generated. Need to look at them. We are going to modify this screen.
Un bajo profundo y palpitante entra con un ritmo de Latin House clásico y un cencerro energético.
I think for this screen, when it comes to the various cards for the items, for these cards we don't need to create them, but they don't need to have a very huge height. So what you are going to do, we are going to decrease on the height, because currently I've seen that we've included most of the details here. So here on this list, you are just supposed to show mostly the list of these items, so that when this particular card is clicked, that is when someone can be able to view the details very well. Let's go on Pinterest. I want to get something here in terms of UI references. I'm going to say products, lists, mobile UI, design. So let me try to get some references from here, and I can give them to Google Stitch, for Google Stitch to create the kind of list that I would want. Wait for this screen to load. I think it's going to be a very good list that I can work with. Yeah, I think these are very good. So let me copy this screen. And go here and attach it to this. I'm also going to change and use a better design tool. So let's give instructions. Now I've also attached a reference screen that you can look at of how the perfect sizes of the cards that I would want for each and every item. You can look at it and how that screen is organized, how the cards of all the list of those items are organized, so that you organize the list of items on the navigation history screen. That also, currently the screen is in dark mode. Can you please put it to light mode? Light mode is much more better, so switch it to light mode. Be able to review it. Let's work on that. Generating the screen, I will review it later. Let's log in here, and we are going to go back to our onboarding screens. We had refined some of the screens, but some were not refined. Let's go here. I think the language logic, it's not switching at all. Let's fix that. Now, when it comes to language logic, yes, when we click on language, we get a screen that pops up very well with a list of various languages. But when we click on these other languages, we can't switch from English to other languages. We need to fix that. I believe that logic was set up earlier on the earlier settings screen that we have. You just have to look for it and be able to link it up in this new settings screen to ensure that that logic works very well. So you can be able to set it up without distorting any other functionalities and logic that is already set up in the wholesome context of our app. Let's fix that. Meanwhile, I'm going to go here. Navigation screen, let me increase the size. Let's also turn the other screen to black, and then we get them all. Get them all. Use them. So can you refine this particular screen and get it from dark mode to light mode? Recreate it in light mode version. So let's recreate that. So our functionality is still
told me patience is a weapon, so I sharpened the blade and waited. Seen them fold under the pressure of the block. I just fixed the chrome and stayed on track. Red rags and blue flags and the hate they spew. Just another day in the land of the heat. Ooh, we just riding. It's a long road, but the seats are leather. Keep it cool. Pressure makes diamonds. I'm just holding the way. Ooh, ain't nobody. Pressure makes diamonds. I'm just holding the way. Smooth as
let's go below, because we are still getting these errors. Also going to reference this. Jumping fences when the lights flash. Just a slow creep through the neighborhood I built, keeping it 100 to the tank hits zero. These are the errors that I'm getting when I'm running the app. So as a senior engineer, I want you to look at them and be able to debug them without a distortion of the logic that has already been set up in the app. Let's set that up. here, it's still getting errors.
Slow and steady.
After the refinement we did,
Top
it's
floor looks better when you took the stairs. Stay patient while they was racing. Still cruising.
let's go back here.
Yeah. Keep that energy right there. Just you and the sun. Let's go. Feel the current when our bodies touch. Under the stars, it never is too much. City pulses beating our feet. Moving so smooth.
Let's
turning up the heat.
download this very screen.
Under the stars, it never is too much. City pulses beating our feet.
So let's download this.
The air is cool, but we are burning up. Expensive silk, I'm drinking from your cup. I like the way you watch me when I move. Locking your eyes, getting in the groove. No need to talk, just let the baseline speak. Finding the talk, just let the baseline speak. Finding the vibe that everybody seeks. Your hands are low, I'm leaning in so close. This is the part that I love the most. Feel the part that I love the most. Feel the part that I love the most. Yeah, I love it most. Feel the current when our bodies touch. Under the stars, it never is too much. City pulses beating our feet. Moving so smooth, turning up the heat. Feel the current when our bodies touch. Under the stars, it never is too much. City pulses beating our feet. Moving so smooth, turning up the heat. The view below is just a blur of white. We own the roof, we own the whole damn night. You look so good in the silver light. Everything's fast, but we are doing it right. Forget the rest, they're watching from the side. Hop in the flow, enjoy the crazy ride. My skin is salt, your breath is on my neck. Giving you more than you could ever expect. What you expect? What you expect? Higher than the moon.
Now I can be able, when I click on other languages, I can be able to switch them. The language switches, but the logic over all the post onboarding screens is not switching. When it comes to the onboarding screens, their logic has been set up very well when it comes to this particular element, given that when we switch, we can be able to view this very app in other languages. So we need to ensure that this is set out for all the screens that we have in our app. All the screens that we have in our app need to be connected to this logic, so that when we switch to another language, let's say from English to Spanish, we can be able to view the texts, all the texts of these screens in Spanish. And when we switch to another language, maybe Portuguese or French, we can be able to switch to those languages. So I want you first of all to go to our language folder.
Survival is the only brand I truly wear. Stains on the silk that never come out. Clean it up. A massacre happened in the master suite. I just bought a new house to forget. Heavy head resting on a silk pillowcase. War scars looking like expensive designer labels. Still winning. Managing the chaos like a corporate board meeting. The trauma is just a tax on the crown. Victory tastes like cold iron and vintage wine.
Let me refresh this folder, which is translations.
Scotch to drown the sirens. Body count is high in the mental ledger. Check the math. Check the math. Cook the bitterness in a copper pot. Served it cold to the ghosts in the cellar. Every nightmare bought a new acre of land. Iron in the blood, but platinum on the
And look at all the languages that we have, because we have up to 7 languages: English, Dutch, English, German, French, Spanish, Korean, Japanese, Portuguese. You need to ensure that that particular logic for changing the language on the settings screen is read by all our screens, so that when we change from one language to another, all these screens switch their text to that particular language. This is set up so that we want to enable all users to be able to access our app effectively well. So please, as a senior engineer, I want you to look into that. Ensuring that the language logic is set up, use the master plan prompt that we have, the prompt structure that we have in our master prompt document that I'm referencing. You need to ensure when it comes to setting languages and logic switching languages, look at the specific rules that apply to this particular functionality. And that applies to all the changes that you are going to make. Ensure that when you create the implementation plan, you look at those rules that are set out in all the documents that I've referenced. And the implementation plan should be able to lay that out very well. Create it, I'm going to review it, and then we make these refinements after the review. So still downloading some screens here. Go to the download. And get to know. This one is the navigation analytics. So let's go here. I'm going to put it in our folder. I'm going to name it project 2 navigation analytics. Let me also create another one. So let's go back here. I open up this. This one is called navigation history. It's the navigation history screen. Let me set it up. I'll reference those screens, I'll create them, but first of all, good thing I've copied them. Let's go back here. Let's wait out for the language configurations to be set up. Then from there, we shall look at each and everything.
Keep that energy right there. Just you in the sky. Let's go. Feel the current when our bodies touch. Under the stars, it never is too much. City pulses beating in our feet. Moving so smooth, turning up the heat. Feel the current when our bodies touch. Under the stars, it never is too much. City pulses beating in our feet. Moving so smooth, turning up the heat. The air is cool, but we are burning up. Expensive silk, I'm drinking from your cup. I like the way you watch me when I move. I like the way you watch me when I move. Locking your eyes, getting in the groove. No need to talk, just let the bass line speak. Finding the vibe that everybody seeks. Your hands are low, I'm leaning in so close. This is the part that I love the most, the most. Yeah, I love it most. Feel the current when our bodies touch. Under the stars, it never is too much. City pulses beating in our feet. Moving so smooth, turning up the heat. Feel the current when our bodies touch. Under the stars, it never is too much. City pulses beating in our feet. Moving so smooth, turning up the heat. The view below is just a blur of white. We on the roof, we on the whole damn night. You look
In as I wait out for
light. Everything's fast, but we are doing it right. Forget the rest, they're watching from the side. Hop in the flow, enjoy the crazy ride.
refinements to be made, and then from there I'm going to review
Giving you more than you could ever
each and everything.
expect. What you expect. Higher than the moon, spinning in the room. Don't let go of me. This is where we're free. So free. Let go. Feel the current when our bodies touch. Under the stars, it never is too much. City pulses beating in our feet. Moving so smooth, turning up the heat. Feel the current when our bodies touch. Under the stars,
Let's wait for it to finish up.
pulses beating in our feet. Moving so smooth, turning up the heat. Just like that. Under the sky, keep it moving smooth. So
Then from there I'll be able to review
the current.
each and every change that has been made. Remember, we are working on the language functionality. We're going to review that after it's been set up. Let's wait for it to finish up, and then I will review it very well. It's taking some time, but I believe it's going to finish up. Shall review what it has done.
Deep in the dusty books, names carved in the stone. Found my face in the ledger, just a number on the page. Just a number. Blood soaked in the dirt, sweet fruit from the struggle. I'm floating on the truth. Reality starts to shift. It's shifting. The archives keep me numb. The past is a heavy coat. Wear it like a shield. Walking through the dark. Knowledge is the only weapon. They can't lock the mind, even if they cage the body. Stay free. Roots deep in the mud, branches touching the sky. So high. Know yourself, feel the way. Knowledge is the way out. Way out. Armor made of history, shielding from the storm. Ancestors in the smoke, watching while I climb. Let's go. The rage of knowing. Now the drums hit different, syncopated like the pain. Read a book, bought a vest. Spirit tough as iron, spirit tough as iron. Teaching the block to breathe. Resilience in the DA need. In the code. No more running from it. Facing every single ghost. Success is a lonely hill, but I brought the whole tribe. Education is the fire. Burn the lies away. Simple truth, heavy bass. Keep the movement steady. Never forget the source. Roots deep in the mud, branches touching the sky. Know yourself, feel the way. Knowledge is the way out. Way out. Armor made of history, shielding from the storm. Ancestors in the smoke, watching while I climb. They watching, know the code. Deep roots, don't forget. Don't forget.
Do wop, do wop. a shoebox. The edge is afraid and the color is fading, but I see but I see the way you were looking at me. We were just kids trying to build a kingdom on a foundation of nothing but laughter and hope. It wasn't perfect, but it was our truth. It wasn't perfect, but it was our truth. And I wouldn't trade a single heavy day for a lifetime of easy grace. I still feel the way you held me, like a soft fire against the winter skies. We had to let it go to find our soul. Now I see beauty in the things we knew. Just the simple magic of loving you. You taught me how to take a breath when the world felt like it was closing in. We walked through the seasons hand in hand, learning that growth is a quiet kind of pain. I look the woman I've become to become up. I see your influence in sway stand. There's no bitterness, this distance, thinst only the warmth, a story well told. I still feel the way you held me, like a soft fire against the winter skies. We had to let it go to find our soul. Now I see beauty in the things we knew. Just the simple magic of loving you. These times are only that river flows one, but I can't still pull the feel of tiger. We lessons unlearn the air I breathe. Thank you for the part when you played my life. I still feel the way you held me, like a soft fire against the winter skies. We had to let it go to find our soul. Now I see beauty in the things we knew. I see beauty in the things we knew. Just a simple magic of loving you. Just a sweet memory. Hey, hey. Baby, tell me your last prize. I see the way you move for this song. Market people that shouts my name, but I only see your face, my lady. Only you. Make we bargain, make we talk. Talk to me. Your matter don't occupy my head, oh. Sun hot for Balogun today. Sweat they run for my skin. I carry my load, I carry my bag. Then I see you for the shade. Silk dress yellow like ripe plantain. You don't even look my side. You just the price, they dry fish. I stand there like person we lost. I forget waiting, I come by. I forget to. Baby, tell me your last price. I see the way you move for this song. Market people that shout my name, but I only see your face, my lady. Only you. Make we bargain, make we talk. Talk to me. Your matter don't occupy my head, oh. Mama said, I say customer come. I know you're waiting, she talk. I just dey look your walk. How much for your heart? I get the cash, I get the grace. No be small thing I carry for pocket. Wait. I know be debt, I be walker. I pay the price for your love. I pay the price. Baby, tell me your last price. I see the way you move for this song. Market people that shout my name, but I only see your face, my lady. Only you. Make we bargain, make we talk. Talk to me. Your matter don't occupy my head, oh. Price no be the issue. Just talk to me. Lagos market too loud, but your voice be like song. Last price, last price. Yeah.
Yeah. Check the frequency. Planet firm where the pavement meets the spirit. Ancestral rhythm is the only way I hear it. My posture is a geometry of ancient cedar. Internal climate shifting like a heavy-handed leader. The rain is just a lecture for the thirsty. I manifest the mercy when the sky gets murky. Gravity is a strategy to test my marrow. Keeping the vision focused and the path narrow. I don't bend for the trend or the gale. My skin is like a scale or a suit of mail. The mathematics of the sap rising in the trunk, drowning out the junk in the rhythmic funk. My foundation is a sovereign state of mind, leaving every bitter winter far behind. It's the climb through the grime to the light. Keep reaching. Every branch is a prayer for the height. Steady now. Weathering the season till the fruit is ripe. Manifest the essence in the middle of the fight. The calendar is just a circle of survival. Each fallen leaf marks a brand new arrival. I shed the ego like the bark on the birch, finding the truth without a steeple or a church. The wind is a critic, but the roots are a fact. Keeping my integrity, my soul intact. My canopy is wide, catching every vibration. A natural liberation for a tired nation. I calculate the patience in the rings of the wood. Doing what I should, exactly where I stood. No shortcuts to the summit of the canopy. The sky is the only thing that can handle me. A centipede past the logic of the common ground. Silent as a seed, making a holy sound. It's the climb through the grime to the light. Keep reaching. Every branch is a prayer for the height. Steady now. Weathering the season till the fruit is ripe. Manifest the essence in the middle of the fight. Just keep growing. Don't mind the storm. It's just water. It's just wind. The essence is eternal. Peace. Peace. Manifest. One. Follow my own leg. No be person lead me go. Like water for the mountain. See as I dey flow. The fire start to burn deep inside. The table start to turn for my side. Almost see my levels now. Joy come like morning sun. They chop life every day. My race I don't win now. High energy synth lead and syncopated love drums. Uplifting, danceable, electronic rhythm. Them say I no go make 'em, but my spirit ever strong. I carry my own load. Now I know where I belong. The fire start to burn deep inside. The table start to turn for my side. Almost see my levels now. Joy come like morning sun. We the chop life every day.
So we will continue taking out some of the refinements that we made.
Under my festival energy, I find my way. Sweet life every day. No more walking for the dark. We just fly. Everything's soft now. Everything's said. Everything's said. Step in the place, energy high. All the levels don't change. No more looking back at ground. We only look at the sky. Burn like a flame, stay bright. Everything clear, we see light. Lift your hands, touch the top. Feel the heat, never stop. Chop life, we don't arrive. Long drum, make we come alive. Whoa, long drum, we come alive. Alive. We dey grow higher, higher. We dey go. Job life, we don't arrive. Log drum, make we come alive. Whoa, log drum, we come alive. Alive. Job life, we don't arrive. Alive. Everything's soft and waiting this up, energy high. All the levels don't change. No be beans, we def. Yeah. Check the frequency. One, two. Gray slabs, trap the heat. Boots crunch on broken glass bits. Keep the mind sharp, cold blade style. Scavengers hunt where the metal pipes rust. Industry vultures circling the block. I maintain a stance, feet planted deep. Brick walls talk, but I don't listen. Mathematics of the gutter calculate the risk. Sharp focus in a blurry zone. Hold the vision tight, don't let it slip. Timberland prints in the slushy suit. Mental fortress, doors bolted shut. Watching the hawks from the fire escape. Watching the hawks from the fire escape. Every breath is a heavy weight. Stay awake, no rest for the woke soul. Translate the pain into a higher code. The mind's the weapon. Pay thicket, stay alert. Gray slabs, mental work. Keep the focus, never deviate. Still will watch the heavens rotate. Hardcore rhythms for the enlightened few. Reject the fake, the shiny, the new. Analyze the pattern of the street fight. Analyze the pattern of the street fight. Black ink bleeding on the page tonight. No soft edges, only jagged lines. Building a temple in the ruins of time. They sell out for $1 in a name. I remain solid, immune to the game. Crushing the weak flows with a heavy palm. eye of the storm, I remain a calm. Esoteric thoughts in a crude space. Look at the grit on the city's face. Ancestors watching through the grind. Watch. Our manifestors watching through grime. I manifest the truth one bar at a time. Dismantle the lies with a surgical strike. This is the life that the warriors like. The mind's the weapon. Pay thicket, stay alert. Gray slabs, mental work. Keep the focus, never deviate. Still will watch the heavens rotate. The heavens rotate. Warriors. Stay focused. Maintain the science.
Sí. Mantén esa energía justo ahí. Solo tú y el cielo. Vamos. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado. En nuestros pies fluyendo suave, subiendo el calor. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado. El pulso urbano yendo suave, subiendo el calor. El aire está frío pero quemamos por dentro. Seda fina bebiendo de tu copa. Me gusta cómo me miras al bailar, fijando tu vista entrando en el ritmo. No hace falta hablar, que el bajo se exprese, buscando la vibra que el mundo desea. Tus manos bajan, me acerco a tu piel. Esta es la parte que más me gusta. Lo que más, sí, me gusta más. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado. En nuestros pies fluyendo suave, subiendo el calor. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado. El pulso urbano yendo suave, subiendo el calor. Abajo todo es solo un rastro blanco. Dueños del techo, dueños de la noche. Te ves también bajo la luz plateada. Todo va rápido pero lo hacemos bien. Olvida el resto, miran desde afuera. Mi piel es sal, tu aliento en mi cuello, dándote más de lo que esperabas. Lo que esperabas. Más alto que la luna, girando en el lugar. No me sueltes más. Aquí somos libres. Tan libres, tan libres. No me sueltes, no me cedes. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado. En nuestros pies fluyendo suave, subiendo el calor. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado. El pulso urbano yendo suave, subiendo el calor. Así mismo, bajo el cielo, suave. Sí, la corriente.
Open the dusty books, names carved in the stone. Found my face in the ledger, just a number on the page. Just a number. Blood soaked in the dirt, sweet fruit from the struggle. I'm floating on the truth. Reality starts to shift. It's shifting. The archives keep me numb. The past is a heavy coat. Wear it like a shield. Walking through the dark. Knowledge is the only weapon. They can't lock the mind, even if they cage the body. Stay free. Roots deep in the mud, branches touching the sky. So high. Know yourself, feel the way. Knowledge is the way out. Way out. Armor made of history, shielding from the storm. Ancestors in the smoke, watching while I climb. Let's go! The rage of knowing. Now the drums hit different, syncopated like the pain. Read a book, bought a vest. Spirit tough as iron, spirit tough as iron. Teaching the block to breathe. Resilience in the DA need. In the code. No more running from it. Facing every single ghost. Success is a lonely hill, but I brought the whole tribe. Education is the fire. Burn the lies away. Burn it down. Simple truth, heavy bass. Keep the movement steady. Never forget the source. Roots deep in the mud, branches touching the sky. Know yourself, feel the way. Knowledge is the way out. Way out. Armor made of history, shielding from the storm. Ancestors in the smoke, watching while I climb. They watching, know the code. Deep roots, don't forget. Don't forget.
Un bajo profundo y palpitante entra con un ritmo de Latin House clásico y un cencerro energético. Sí, mantén esa energía justo ahí. La cima nos espera. ¡Vamos! Siente el impulso de llegar al final. Bajo las nubes el éxito es real. El fuego interno arde en nuestro ser. Subiendo fuerte, nada que temer. Siente el impulso de llegar al final. Subiendo fuerte, nada que temer. El camino fue duro, pero aquí estamos. Visión clara, lo que tanto buscamos. Me gusta cómo vibra esta realidad. Mirando al frente con seguridad. No hace falta duda que el ritmo nos guíe. Buscando la gloria, que el mundo envidie. Mis pasos firmes, toco la grandeza. Esta es la meta que tengo en la cabeza. Lo logré, sí lo logré ya. Sí lo logré ya. Siente el impulso de llegar al final. Bajo las nubes el éxito es real. El fuego interno arde en nuestro ser. Subiendo fuerte, nada que temer. Siente el impulso de llegar al final. Bajo las nubes el éxito es real. El fuego interno arde en nuestro ser. Subiendo fuerte, nada que temer. Abajo todo es solo un punto pequeño. Dueños del triunfo, dueños del empeño. Se ve tan claro bajo el cielo azul. Todo es victoria, con fuerza arón atrás. Sigue subiendo, no mires jamás. Mi fe es roca, mi aliento es victoria. Dando el máximo, entrando en la historia. La historia, nuestra historia. El bajo desaparece, solo quedan la percusión, el cencerro y voces, pero potentes, más alto que el sol. baja, los sintetizadores se desvanecen. Asimismo, sigue subiendo fuerte, tan fuerte. Un bajo profundo.
Check the ledger. Check the frequency. Ride too long. 1, 2, 1, 2. Planet firm where the pavement meets the spirit. Ancestral rhythm is the only way I hear it. My posture is a geometry of ancient cedar. Internal climate shifting like a heavy-handed leader. The rain is just a lecture for the thirsty. I manifest the mercy when the sky gets murky. Gravity is a strategy to test my marrow. Keeping the vision focused and the path narrow. I don't bend for the trend or the gale. My skin is like a scale or a suit of mail. The mathematics of the sap rising in the trunk. Drowning out the junk in the rhythmic funk. Hold steady. My foundation is a sovereign state of mind, leaving every bitter winter far behind. Rise up. It's the climb through the grime to the light. Keep reaching. Every branch is a prayer for the height. Steady now. Weather in the season till the fruit is ripe. Manifest the essence in the middle of the fight. The calendar is just a circle of survival. Each fallen leaf marks a brand new arrival. I shed the ego like the bark on the birch, finding the truth without a steeple or a church. The wind is a critic, but the roots are a fact. Keeping my integrity and my soul intact. My canopy is wide, catching every vibration. A natural liberation for a tired nation. I calculate the patience in the rings of the wood. Doing what I should, exactly where I stood. Doing what I should, exactly where I stood. No shortcuts to the summit of the canopy. The sky is the only thing that can handle me. Reaching out. Ascending past the logic of the common ground. Silent as a seed, making a holy sound. Rise up. It's the climb through the grime to the light. Keep reaching. Every branch is a prayer for the height. Steady now. Weather in the season till the fruit is right. Manifest the essence in the middle of the fight. Just keep growing. Don't mind the storm. It's just wind. The essence is eternal. Peace, manifest, one. Sonido de estática de vinilo y un bombo pesado. Sí, es el momento. Yeah. Desde el asfalto hasta la cima. Nací entre bloques de cemento gris. Masticando el polvo de la derrota cotidiana. Masticando el polvo de la derrota cotidiana. No pedí permiso para entrar al juego. Cada tropiezo fue una lección de fuego. Cada tropiezo fue una lección de fuerza. Caminando sobre el vidrio roto del barrio. Sin monedas pero con el hambre intacta. Miraba hacia arriba buscando el sol. Mientras mis botas se hundían en barro. Una piedra lanzada como cimiento construyendo mi imperio sobre suelo inestable. La calle no perdona al que duda. Aquí la habilidad se paga con silencio. Récelo con encia, un feo. Aquí la habilidad se paga con silencio. Subiendo la escalera hecha de cicatrices, del suelo al cielo, sin mirar atrás, haciendo que el dolor trabaje para mí. Hoy domino lo que ayer me golpeaba. Mi disciplina es un arma cargada, entrenando el que no llega armada. Nos abuela dirá osteo. No dependo de la suerte ni el azar. Esto es matemática pura y sudor frío. Hoy domino lo que ayer me podolpeaba. Motor rugiendo en mi pecho vacío. Me dijeron que no llegaría lejos. Ahora ven mi sombra cubriendo su bloque. Ahora ven mi sombra cubriendo su bloque. No uso joyas para brillar en la sombra. Mi aire es fino pero respiro victoria. No olvidé el sabor de la escasez. Eso es lo que mantiene mi fuego vivo. Respeto ganado con sangre y rimas. Sin vender el alma al mejor postor. Soy el ejemplo de la voluntad inmensa. El que convierte sobre el muro en puente. Pisando fuerte sobre la envidia ajena. Mi nombre retumba en los callejones viejos. Hice de la caída un salto eterno. Y del fracaso mi mayor trofeo. Resiliencia profeo. Récelo con encia un feo. Resiliencia pura. Desde el barro hasta el trono. Nunca paramos. Just me in the 64 leaning left, swerving around the potholes on Atlantic Avenue. Swerving around the potholes on Atlantic Avenue. Sun hitting the paint, keeping my cool. I remember when the tank was on empty. Now the hydraulics do the talking for me. Used to run when the sirens got loud. Now I just tilt the brim, keep driving. My mama told me patience is a weapon, so I sharpened the blade and waited. Seen her fold under the pressure of the block. I just fixed the chrome and stayed on track. Stayed on track. Red rags and blue flags in the rear view, but I'm colorblind to the hate they spew. Just another day in the land of the heat. Ooh, we just riding. It's a long road, but the seats are leather. Pressure makes diamonds. I'm just holding the weight. Smooth as the wax the homies turn to ghosts on the asphalt. Pouring out a little liquor for the lost ones. They wanted it fast, I wanted it forever. That's the difference between a sprint and a marathon. Stopped at the store for a cold drink. OG nodding his head from the plastic crate. He seen it all. From the riots to the riches, told me, keep your head down, eyes on the prize. My presence alone got the weight of the coast. No more jumping fences when the lights flash. Just a slow creep through the neighborhood I built. Keeping it 100 till the tank hits 0. Ooh, we just riding. It's a long road, but the seats are leather. Keep it moving. Pressure makes diamonds. I'm just holding the weight. Smooth as the wax on a Sunday morning. We don't rush the wind. Ooh, just wait for it. Wait for it. Just keep it pushing, slow and steady. Yeah, we ain't in no rush. The top floor looks better when you took the stairs. Stayed patient while they was racing. Check the frequency. One, two, 1, 2. Planet firm where the pavement meets the spirit. Ancestral rhythm is the only way I hear it. My posture is a geometry of ancient cedar. Internal climate shifting like a heavy-handed leader. The rain is just a lecture for the thirsty. I manifest the mercy when the sky gets murky. Gravity is a strategy to test my marrow. Keeping the vision focused and the path narrow. I don't bend for the trend or the gale. My skin is like a scale or a suit of mail. The mathematics of the sap rising in the trunk, drowning out the junk in the rhythmic funk. My foundation is a sovereign state of mind, leaving every bitter winter far behind. It's the climb through the grime to the light. Keep reaching. Every branch is a prayer for the height. Steady now. Weathering the season till the fruit is ripe. Manifest the essence in the middle of the fight. The calendar is just a circle of survival. Each fallen leaf marks a brand new arrival. I shed the ego like the bark on the birch, finding the truth without a steeple or a church. The wind is a critic, but the roots are a fact. Keeping my integrity, my soul intact. My canopy is wide, catching every vibration. A natural liberation for a tired nation. I calculate the patience in the rings of the wood. Doing what I should, exactly where I stood. No shortcuts to the summit of the canopy. The sky is the only thing that can handle me. A centipede past the logic of the common ground. Silent as a seed, making a holy sound. It's the climb through the grime to the light. Keep reaching. Every branch is a prayer for the height. Steady now. Weathering the season till the fruit is ripe. Manifest the essence in the middle of the fight. Just keep growing. Don't mind the storm. It's just water. It's just wind. The essence is eternal. Peace. Peace. Manifest. One. Sonido de estática de vinilo y un bombo pesado. Sí, es el momento. Desde el asfalto hasta la cima. Scratches de DJ. Nací entre bloques de cemento gris, masticando el polvo de la derrota cotidiana. No pedí permiso para entrar al juego. Cada tropiezo fue una lección de fuerza. caminando sobre el vidrio rock del barrio, sin monedas pero con el hambre intacta. Miraba hacia arriba, buscando el sol, mientras mis botas lanzada como cimiento, construyendo mi imperio sobre suelo inestable. La calle no perdona al que duda. Aquí la debilidad se paga con silencio, con silencio. Subiendo la escalera hecha de cicatrices, del suelo al cielo sin mirar atrás, sin mirar atrás. Haciendo que el dolor trabaje para mí. Hoy domino lo que ayer me golpeaba, lo domino todo. Mi disciplina es un arma cargada, entrenando el verso en la esquina oscura. No dependo de la suerte ni el azar, esto es matemática pura y sudor frío. Cada puerta cerrada fue un impulso nuevo, un motor rugiendo en mi pecho vacío. Me dijeron que no llegaría lejos, ahora ven mi sombra cubriendo su bloque. No uso joyas para brillar en la sombra, mi valor se mide en golpes aguantados. Soy el arquitecto de mi propio destino, transformando el veneno en medicina amarga. Subiendo la escalera hecha de cicatrices, del suelo al cielo sin mirar atrás, sin mirar atrás. Haciendo que el dolor trabaje para mí. Hoy domino lo que ayer me golpeaba, lo domino todo. Mírame ahora, firme en la cumbre. El aire es fino pero respiro victoria. No olvide el sabor de la escasez, eso es lo que mantiene mi fuego vivo. Respeto ganado con sangre y rimas, sin vender el alma al mejor postor. Soy el ejemplo de la voluntad inmensa, el que convirtió el muro en puente, pisando fuerte sobre la envidia ajena. Mi nombre retumba en los callejones viejos. Hice la caída un salto eterno, y del fracaso mi mayor trofeo. El ritmo se filtra y queda solo el bajo. Resiliencia pura, desde el barro hasta el trono. Nunca paramos. Cicatrices de oro. Ja. Final abrupto con golpe de caja.
Un bajo profundo y palpitante entra con un ritmo de Latin House clásico y un cencerro energético. Sí, mantén esa energía justo ahí. Solo tú y el cielo. Vamos. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado. El pulso urbano late en nuestros pies, fluyendo suave, subiendo el calor. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado. El pulso urbano late en nuestros pies, fluyendo suave, subiendo el calor. El aire está frío pero quemamos por dentro. Seda fina bebiendo de tu copa. Me gusta cómo me miras al bailar. No hace falta hablar, que el bajo se exprese, buscando la vibra que el mundo desea. Tus manos bajan, me acerco a tu piel. Esta es la parte que más me gusta. Lo que más, sí, me gusta más. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado. El pulso urbano late en nuestros pies, fluyendo suave, subiendo el calor. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado. El pulso urbano late en nuestros pies, fluyendo suave, subiendo el calor. Abajo todo es solo un rastro blanco, dueños del techo, dueños de la noche. Te ves tan bien bajo la luz plateada. Todo va rápido, pero lo hacemos bien. Olvida el resto, miran desde afuera, sigue la corriente, disfruta el viaje. Mi piel es alto, aliento en mi cuello, dándote más de lo que esperaba. Lo que esperaba, más alto que la luna, girando en el lugar. No me sueltes más, aquí somos libres, tan libres. No me sueltes. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado. Fluyendo suave, subiendo el calor. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. El pulso sigue moviendo, tan suave. La corriente. Sí. Mantén esa energía justo ahí. Solo tú y el cielo. Vamos. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas, nunca es demasiado. En nuestros pies fluyendo suave, subiendo el calor. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas, nunca es demasiado. El pulso urbano yendo suave, subiendo el calor. El aire está frío, pero quemamos por dentro. Seda fina bebiendo de tu copa. Me gusta cómo me miras al bailar, fijando tu vista, entrando en el ritmo. No hace falta hablar, que el bajo se exprese, buscando la vibra que el mundo desea. Tus manos bajan, me acerco a tu piel. Esta es la parte que más me gusta. Lo que más, sí, me gusta más. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas, nunca es demasiado. En nuestros pies fluyendo suave, subiendo el calor. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas, nunca es demasiado. El pulso urbano yendo suave, subiendo el calor. Abajo todo es solo un rastro blanco. Dueños del techo, dueños de la noche. Te ves tan bien bajo la luz plateada. Todo va rápido, pero lo hacemos bien. Olvida el resto, miran desde afuera. Mi piel es sal, tu aliento en mi cuello, dándote más de lo que esperabas. Lo que esperabas. Más alto que la luna, girando en el lugar. No me sueltes más. Aquí somos libres. Tan libres, tan libres. No me sueltes, no me cedes. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas, nunca es demasiado. En nuestros pies fluyendo suave, subiendo el calor. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas, nunca es demasiado. El pulso urbano yendo suave, subiendo el calor. Así mismo, bajo el cielo, suave. Sí, la corriente. Yeah. Keep that energy right there. Just you and the sky. Let's go. Feel the current when our bodies touch. Under the stars, it never is too much. City pulses beating in our feet. Moving so smooth, turning up the heat. Feel the current when our bodies touch. Under the stars, it never is too much. City pulses beating in our feet. Moving so smooth, turning up the heat. The air is cool, but we are burning up. Expensive silk, I'm drinking from your cup. I like the way you watch me when I move. Locking your eyes, getting in the groove. No need to talk, just let the bass line speak. Finding the vibe that everybody seeks. Your hands are low, I'm leaning in so close. This is the part that I love the most, the most. Yeah, I love it most. Feel the current when our bodies touch. Under the stars, it never is too much. City pulses beating in our feet. Moving so smooth, turning up the heat. Feel the current when our bodies touch. Under the stars, it never is too much. City pulses beating in our feet. Moving so smooth, turning up the heat. The view below is just a blur of white. We on the roof, we on the whole damn night. You look so good in the silver light. Everything's fast, but we are doing it right. Forget the rest, they're watching from the side. Hop in the flow, enjoy the crazy ride. My skin is salt, your breath is on my neck. Giving you more than you could ever expect. turning up the heat. Just like that, under the sky, keep it moving smooth, so smooth. The current.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I follow my own leg. No be person lead me go. Like water for the mountain. See as I dey flow. The fire start to burn deep inside. The table start to turn for my side. Almost see my levels now. Joy come like morning sun. We dey chop life every day. My race I don't win now. High energy synth lead and syncopated love drums. Uplifting. I know go make 'em, but my spirit ever strong. I carry my own load. Now I know where I belong. The fire start to burn deep inside. The table start to turn for my side. Almost see my levels now. Joy come like morning sun. We dey chop life every day. My race I don't win now. Energetic percussion and melodic house chords. On the mic festival energy. I find my way. Sweet life every day. No more walking for the dark. We just dey fly. Everything's soft now. Everything's said. Everything's said.
Sí, mantén esa energía justo ahí. Solo tú y el cielo. Y el cielo. Vamos. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado urbano. En nuestros pies fluyendo suave, subiendo el calor. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado el pulso urbano. En nuestros pies fluyendo suave, subiendo el calor. El aire está frío pero quemamos por dentro. Seda fina, bebiendo de tu copa. Me gusta cómo me miras al bailar, fijando tu vista, entrando en el ritmo. No hace falta hablar, que el bajo se exprese, buscando la vibra que el mundo desea. Esta es la parte, me acerco a me gusta. Lo que más, sí, me gusta más. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado urbano. En nuestros pies fluyendo suave, subiendo el calor. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las girando en el lugar. No me sueltes más. Aquí somos libres, libres, tan libres. No me sueltes. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado urbano. En nuestros pies fluyendo suave, subiendo el calor. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado el pulso urbano. En nuestros pies fluyendo suave, subiendo el calor.
Así mismo, bajo el cielo, suave, tan suave, sí, la corriente.
Yeah. Know the way. Feel the roots. Deep in the dusty books, names carved in the stone. Found my face in the ledger, just a number on the page. Just a number. Blood soaked in the dirt, sweet fruit from the struggle. I'm floating on the truth. Reality starts to shift. It's shifting. The archives keep me numb. The past is a heavy coat. Wear it like a shield. Walking through the dark. Knowledge is the only weapon. They can't lock the mind, even if they cage the body. Stay free. Roots deep in the mud, branches touching the sky. So high. Know yourself, feel the way. Knowledge is the way out. Way out. Armor made of history, shielding from the storm. Ancestors in the smoke, watching while I climb. Let's go! Ha, ha. The rage of knowing. Now the drums hit different, syncopated like the pain. Read a book